Welcome to Obsidian TTRPG Let's learn how to use the tool. Alright, g'day guys and welcome back today to another Obsidian video. Today we're going to be diving into Canvas. For anyone who has not heard of Canvas before, it is available in the out-of-the-box Obsidian application. You can basically right-click on a folder and go New Canvas to create a new canvas. Let's go ahead and do that now, just to sort of show you what it starts off as. And you can see here that drag from below or double click. Alright, so we can add in what we call what do they call these? A card. Right, and a card is something that you can obviously have information in. You can also, though, drag in notes. Alright, and you can drag in notes and then you can link those notes together. And then you can double click and you can say this is description. Alright, so you can visually drag your notes out and have them all available. Now, this is fantastic, but out of the box, there's not a whole lot that it lets you do. You're kind of restricted to these square boxes for your notes. You can add cards in, but again, it's with a square box. And you know, it's quite limited. And for anyone who's watched my videos before, you would have seen me use the Excalidraw application. Alright, Excalidraw is a plugin that's available inside of Obsidian. And you can see here that I've got circles, I've got squares, I've got diamonds. I'm even dragging like emojis around the place to describe things. I'm adding images. There's a lot more freedom and flexibility with Excalidraw than there is with Obsidian Canvas. Now, I have just put out another video on an example demonstration of Excalidraw versus Canvas. I want to say that if you're thinking of which one I should use, go and watch that video, because my recommendation is not Canvas. It does get quite slow. But the focus of this video is not going to be on whether you should use Canvas or not. What we're going to dive into is how do you make Canvas better? Alright, because out of the box, there's no circle cards, right? There's no different variations on how the cards look. You can't change your line styles very much, right? Like, you're limited with the things that you can do when you're working it. And what I'll actually just do is just turn this off. That I've got some extra stuff that you're going to see, but I'm going to turn it off so that you can see what we can do. Alright, we can delete the card, we can change the color of the card, we can circle around it, and we can edit it, right? And that's pretty much it, okay? You can obviously drag notes in, alright? But there's not a whole lot that you can do. You can have these options here, but that's it. Like, from a visual perspective, these are your options. Now, I'm going to come out and say that my opinion is that this is not feature complete yet. Right? I think the Obsidian dev team can probably come in here and do some work to add this. But what we're starting to see already is the community. Alright, the community are jumping in and the community are trying to solve this problem. So let's jump in and have a look at one of the community options and show you what we can do. Okay, so introducing Canvas Candy. Canvas Candy is a CSS snippet, effectively, or a vault that you can purchase. It's not free, but it's been created by TFT Hacker. For anyone who may have heard of TFT Hacker before, he does have some other plugins out in the environment. So HelpMate is one that I'm using personally, which is fantastic for having help files inside of your vault. And also Brat, right? I'm sure you've all heard of Brat. I always thought Brat was like a child. But as you can see, it actually stands for Beta Reviewers Auto Update Tool. All right, that's the plugin that lets you bring in plugins that are not quite ready for actually being delivered via the marketplace. Allows you to test them before they come to market. So that's very handy. So TFT Hacker, thank you for your efforts there. It's been absolutely useful to the community. But let's focus on Canvas Candy. All right, you can come along here and you can see it's tfthacker.com/canvas-candy. All right, sorry. And as you can see, there's an introduction video here. You can come down and you can see some of the examples. All right, and in here there is a buy now button for you to go ahead and purchase your copy of Canvas Candy. You can see it's $19.99, so not really too expensive. Depending on what country you're from, most likely, but situation may vary. But you can come in here and you can purchase this. Now, once you do purchase it, what you get is a vault. All right, you can download the whole vault, and it comes with all of these examples on sort of, what you can do with Canvas Candy. And if we have a look through some of these, you can see that he's absolutely enhanced the ability for this plugin, so for the Canvas plugin, to sort of do more. All right, we can start seeing different shapes are used here. All right, we can start seeing that there's some nice groupings here. We've still got the lines, all right, but it's primarily the shapes, the gradients on the boxes allows us to do vastly more. If we come through and have a look here, we can see some other examples here where he's used boxes around sort of the different elements to create a nice visual look. All right, look at this for a timeline. This is glorious, right? Now I will call out that this is all manually created, right? This isn't a tool that trowels through your notes and creates these things automatically. What this is visual components pieced together in a very lovely way. Okay, so by basically coming in here and having a card that he's able to remove the border from using the CSS snippet that comes with Canvas Candy, you can start to create different visuals. And there's some in here that are absolutely fantastic. For anyone who's into flow charting, I use it a lot through work. I think this is a really nice style here where you've got the heading called out. All right, you can see different sort of ways that he's done this. Now, one of these that I thought was really cool for the TTRPG community, all right, is actually, well, that's a pretty cool one. It's this one here, the organizational chart. All right, organizational charts is something that I don't feel we as a community have really solved for yet. People can do manual flowcharts, and I want to be very clear that this is a manual flowchart. All right, these are dragged around individually and joined individually. If anyone's watching this video who is a developer for the TTRPG community, like, one of the things I think would be fantastic is a plugin that can basically look at our notes, see some defined properties in that note, and create a limited visual organizational chart of the notes based on those links. Like, say it's an NPC and we have in there, we have a parent, we have a child, we have a sibling property, let's say, and we have a plugin that just automatically scans the note, and if that exists, then it basically creates this visual hierarchy. Can maybe put it in the note and actually have that come through. I think that would be really cool, with the ability to click through that into other notes so that could have their own hierarchy. I think there's some really cool concepts that we could play with there. But it doesn't exist yet to my knowledge. All right, there is some stuff that's tried, but that's getting off track now. If we have a look back at here, this is Canvas Candy. It's doing a manual sort of flow chart and, well, hierarchical chart, and I think this is visually very, very appealing. All right, we'll just quickly go through some of the other examples so you can see what this can do. See the dotted lines of the different types of borders. You've got left borders, you've got right borders. All right, different layouts, all using different CSS. All right, that's how this is working. All right, but this is all Canvas. Like, that is pretty clever. All right, so that's Canvas Candy. Now, what you get when you pay your $20 is obviously you get access to this vault. It comes with all the different features showing you everything that it can do, all the different cards, all the different sort of headings, and obviously support for stickers. Now, the way this is designed to be used, though, and I think this is a weakness of Canvas, not of Canvas Candy, it's just working with what he's got. It's designed in a way that you use stencils, all right? And we have these stencils here, and the idea is instead of you having to go into your note and actually doing this -- CSS classes border top, which is what's telling the card to use the CSS, it's basically designed so you can copy it. All right, so if I wanted this -1 here, I would copy it, and then we could go to my vault and paste it in, and then I can use it. And I've got both vaults set up to use the Canvas Candy sort of CSS snippet, right? So because it's in here, it also understands that it can use it in there. All right, so that's the idea, is that you have these stencils. You come here and you click the ones that you want, all right, and you paste them in, and that's designed to speed you up. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that that's not something that's really efficient for me. All right, so there is another way. Let's dive into Canvas Style Menu, which is a new plugin, and show you how to use that to make this all more efficient. Okay, so you've purchased Canvas Candy, you're ready to start using it, and you go, oh wait, this is a fair bit of work to get this to actually, regularly use it, because I don't want to be referencing my stencils. What do? There's a new plugin on the market called Obsidian Canvas Style Menu. All right, I'll include some links to this in the description and the tutorials. But basically what this is designed to do, if you come through and have a look at the tutorials, it adds a menu system to Canvas. And then using that menu system, we can then add more types of menus that trigger CSS, and it applies it automatically. All right, if we come down here, we can see that there is support for Canvas Candy. All right, Canvas Candy is not included. All right, but there is a way to get this working. And let's go through and show you the process for doing that. Now, this is a plugin that has not been released. At time of watching this video, you may be in a different month, year, all right, or whatever, from whatever it is now. It's currently February 2024. This may release tomorrow, in which case you'll be able to just go to the Obsidian plugin marketplace and download the plugin from there. That's not available right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to come here and grab this URL, and then we're going to come here to our Obsidian Vault. We're going to come over to Brat. If you don't have Brat installed, you will need to go Settings, Community Plugin, Browse, and go Brat. All right, install this one and enable it. Brat is that one by TFT Hacker, all right, that's let us review beta plugins. That adds the smiley face over here on the left. We're going to click it. We're going to add a beta plugin for testing, and we're going to paste our repository link. All right, we're going to tick this for enable after installing the plugin, and we're going to click add plugin. Now you can see I've already got this, so I don't need to do this. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to come back into settings. I'm going to come down now and actually just turn this on. So Canvas Style Menu, enable. If we come back into Canvas now and we right click, we can go add card, and we can see that there's this whole new menu of stuff. All right, so let's go into the settings of Canvas Candy and Canvas Style Menu, and see what's going on. I'm just going to put the default menu on here. This is the one that comes out of the box. And if we come back to here, we can go have a look at these menus. So let's go, and you don't need to do this by the way, it'll be default for you. But if we have a look at the borders, we can have a no border style. We can go dashed. All right, we can add some transparency in here, which is handy. We can go opacity. All right, what does this one do? We can rotate it. Put the text in. Let's go through and change the circle. All right, what else we got? Parallelograms, that's a tongue twister. And there's a custom menu there for you to add your own things. You can see we've got a bit of a border going on as well. All right, so there's some few things that you can do. That's out of the box using this new Canvas Style Menu plugin. And that is already, in my opinion, infinitely better than what Canvas was offering. All right, squares with colors. We now have shapes with colors. We now have dash borders. All right, it's worth noting as well that we can come in here and actually use this for the links. All right, we can have a straight link, an elbow link. We can have dash, dotted, different types of dots. We can make it thicker. We can make it even thicker. All right, we can have bidirectional links. We can have non-directional links. All right, so it's already much stronger than what Canvas was offering. All right, and I think that on its own, you don't need to spend the $20 to get that functionality. That is a fantastic out-of-the-box solution or improvement on what we had before. All right, that allows you to use Canvas as a proper flowcharting tool effectively. It gives you the bit more flexibility to do what you need. And you can also do things like this, just to sort of throw you an idea. If we go add card, and we go PNG, we're going to put in a token. All right, so we've got an image here, and part of the things I never liked about this application with Canvas was that I can't put images over other images. All right, it just doesn't work. Well, now with the styling menu, right, we can come in here and go to transparency. Now we can come in here to no border. All right, if we make the size right so we don't get that, we now have the ability to have that going on. All right, you can see it resizes it. All right, already I can make something that's visually appealing. All right, and I can use images in a way that's actually like rather useful for me. Okay, so that's something that you can do now with this program out of the box. But how do we go a bit further? Let's see if we can combine Canvas style menu with Candy Canvas. Okay, so we're back at the Obsidian Canvas style menu GitHub. All right, we can, if we go through the README, we can come down here and we can see that there is actually support for Candy Canvas. All right, and it's basically saying that there's no need to write CSS class anymore. Simply add the commonly used Candy Canvas CSS classes to the menu config for easy use. All right, so you can definitely go ahead and add this, the CSS classes to the Canvas style menu. Sorry, getting my tongue all twisted, and you can do that. But I was exploring around and I had a look at the issues, and I don't know if this will remain open forever, but there is one here that was menu config for Canvas Candy. All right, obviously Canvas Candy came out, everyone started using it, and then this plugin came out and everyone started using it, and everyone started going, oh, hey, we could use these together. Now, some of the recommendations in this issue are a little bit out of date now. All right, the plugin's actually improved. We used to type things with text to add things to the menu, and you can see there's all recommendations there. All right, but if we actually come down here, we can see a post by Michael LW, to say, I've actually got the canvascandy.json file here. All right, if we click that and we download it, all right, it's going to go through and be done. And then what we do is we go back to our vault, we come in here to settings, we come in here to the canvas style menu. All right, click the open packages folder button, and that will create a folder. Now I've already added in the canvascandy.json, but obviously what you need to do is go to your downloads and drag the canvas candy JSON file into this packages folder, and then you can close that. And then what this does is this allows you to add or use this drop down here. You might have to click the reload packages button. Click that, and that will actually change the button layout. And if you come through and have a look here, you'll actually see that some of these have already been added for the Canvas Candy configuration. Now, this obviously requires the Canvas Candy CSS to work. So just to show you how that's working, if we go CSS, Appearance, come down here to the bottom, and you can see that I've actually got way too many snippets installed. But Canvas Candy is the snippet that you purchase for that $20. You stick that in your vault, you turn it on, all right, and now we have that available. And then obviously I do the install through that JSON file into the Canvas style menu. And now what happens is when we right click, we have access to all of these different options. All right, so this is really like, this is Canvas Candy now starting to go, I've got some extra stuff for you to play with. All right, so let's just go through and just play with that. Oh, I'm just like, undo. You can do some things, you can break some things, right? But we can go to a circle. All right, we can go to a parallelogram. All right, there's different shading options here. We can center the text, it adds a bit of a fill. We can do a proper fill. All right, we can do gradients. I think this is really cool. If you change the color, you can see different colored gradients. All right, and obviously like we can connect all these things up as well to other cards and other notes. Using this, you can sort of like really start to, expand on what you can do. And where did I actually put my Canvas Candy testing? Here we go. All right, so I started messing around with Canvas and Candy Canvas and all this sort of stuff and adding different things in. As I said, I started this and I kind of found that it was really slow and clunky, so I stopped using it. But conceptually, you can see here, like, there is the ability to create some different colors, create some different looks, and flow your information out visually on a screen. And I think, you know, that's actually a really positive sort of uplift for Canvas. All right, now, oh, there we go. If we come along here, and here's just, you know, here's the menu items. All right, so borders, look at all those different choices. That's fantastic. Oh, there's a funky one. I like that. That's really quite nice. All right, so that's basically what you can do with Canvas, right? I do love Canvas Candy. I think is a real step up and improvement on what the Obsidian team have provided so far. And I'd honestly like to see them just basically grandfather some of this and actually stick this functionality into this tool, right? I don't see why they've created a visual note tool that's capable of doing flowcharts but not included the tools for doing flowcharts. It's like you took the first step and you didn't quite learn how to walk. I think this needs a little bit more improvement to sort of get it over the line. All right, but then go ahead and get yourself the Canvas style menu plugin. We're not in computer plugins. All right, just the fact that you can come in here and create your own menus. All right, you can add your own CSS to it. All right, so that's a really good call out. Is you can add the CSS to it, and then you can basically click plus. You can type the CSS class in here, give it a name, give it an icon. All right, and using that, you can then add your own elements to it. I think together, these two complement each other really nicely, and they give us the functionality that this tool deserves. All right, but I will say that the speed at which you can use the actual Excalidraw journey board versus Canvas, all right, they're just not comparable. All right, I do prefer Excalidraw. It's probably not as easy to use, if I'm honest. Like the Canvas method of how you sort of drag things out is really lovely. All right, those little dots. And you can see here that in Excalidraw, like if I want to add that, I sort of like I hover around the edge of something. Wherever it's got that grey, it kind of attaches. And what that means is that when I drag it around, it follows. So, you know, I like the way this works. I like the way it looks. For the most part, I find it a little bit too slow when you're trying to move around. And it's actually, there you go, I'm dragging right now, and it's kind of like it's screen tearing, right? It's getting stuck. And that just doesn't happen with Excalidraw. So anyway, that has been Canvas Candy and how to basically get it working with the Canvas style menu. Gives you a bit of an example and look into like how you can basically improve your Canvas to add more functionality. It's a rabbit hole you could probably go down a bit. I personally won't be going down that rabbit hole. Obviously, I'm going back to Excalidraw. So watch this space. I think the next video will probably be on Excalidraw character sheets. All right. Anyway, outside of that, I would like to say a huge shout out to TFT Hacker. Thank you for getting me a copy of Canvas Candy Canvas. Sorry, my tongue is really getting twisted. Candy Canvas. How many times can you say Candy Canvas, Canvas, Canvas? Straight, like it's just too much. But thank you TFT Hacker for a demo copy of Candy Canvas so I could have a look. I certainly do think it is absolutely warranted to be grandfathered into the tool, if I'm honest. It should just be what the tool does. I will provide links in the description for anyone who wants to grab themselves a copy of Candy Canvas. I'll include links to the Canvas styling menu so you can get that installed, and then you can go ahead and improve your Canvas process. Outside of that, huge thanks to all of my patrons. Massive amount of you this month coming in. It's been really rather surprising, so welcome and thanks for watching. Hopefully you're getting value out of the Foundation Vault. All right, so Patreon members do get access to a Foundation Vault that gives them basically some, a bit of a vault to start their TTRPG journey on, and it seems to be quite popular. If anyone's got any ideas for ways to improve that, please do let me know. Easiest way to stay in contact with me is through the Obsidian TTRPG tutorials.com website. We are always in there. Alright, so head on over to Obsidian TTRPG Tutorials, have a look here at Community and Support, alright, and you can come down and find us in here. If you would like a copy of the Patreon Vault, you can support me through Patreon community in there, alright, but if you've got ideas, you want some support, you want some help, click those links, come and join us. We have a very active community. It's absolutely exploding with members, and people are getting very, very chatty and very, very clever with the things that they're creating. Too clever would be my advice. Some people are going so deep down the rabbit hole, it's probably scaring other people off. So that's always a concern that I have. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will speak to you on the socials. Enjoy.